Exploring night photography is our topic on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone. So here's a shot that I took, and it was actually a real lucky shot of the Northern Stars. We were in North Dakota, and we were photographing the Milky Way, and then boom, this just popped up. All right, so let's look how we can edit it. Now, a couple things. This is what I saw on the back of the camera. You know, so at the time of shooting it, I'm in awe of what I'm seeing, but on the back of the camera, it didn't look so good. This is what I used to pull out those colors that I saw when I was there. So I'm in the edit panel. Now we could start with templates and try to use different templates and let it figure it out for us, or we could just jump right in and let's do that. Now I'm going to jump over here to the light tool first, and under custom, you know, typically it's as shot, and look at how it shifted. What I want to do is I want to come over here, and I'm going to go through a couple of my camera profiles just to see which one will look good for this particular image. Let's start with camera portrait. Okay, camera portrait looks a little flat, but I'm going to come over here. Let's go to, how about vivid? Let's see what vivid does. Okay, so vivid is a little bit closer to what we're looking for. Now, I'm going to start from the very beginning. So I'm going to click on the history tool, or I could just come over here, right click, and adjustments, revert to original. Now by reverting to original, it's at any point I can always go back and go back to my last 50 history states. And let's see, this was the one that I actually liked. There it is. So that was the one I liked originally, but let's start out here. All right, so light tool. I want to figure out which shot here, which of the white balances will give me close to what I was looking for. All right, we tried this, camera profile. Let's try portrait. Give it a second. Still not where I want it to be. Let's try vivid again and see where that goes. Give it a second to render. I'm going to go back to as shot. All right, now let's jump up here. And already, look at this. Using Accent AI, it's already going to improve the color, detail, tone, and depth of this image. So that tool all by itself already made the image look much better. Let's see if Sky Enhancer will help this image. Not really, because again, this is great when you're dealing with nice bright blue skies. From here, let's leave it off for now. Go back to light, and I want to come over here to my tones. I'm going to enrich the black tones and bring out the whites. And while I'm at it, let's bring some contrast in and up the shadows just a bit. There we go. Look what that showing for me on the bottom. So here's before, here's after. So far we're off to a great start. And now I can come down here and under details, let's bump up the medium details just a bit. It's looking good. And I'd want to probably finish it off with just a little vignette, pop it right in the center. Just a little to get the side, to darken the edges just a bit. Let's see, right about, there we go. Maybe do a little more. Just enough to where it's not evident, but we know it's there. Let me move it up a little bit. Yep, I like it right about there. There we have it. All right, now in such a short time, look what we were able to do to that night sky just by using the essential tools. So I didn't go into any of the creative tools. I didn't go into any of the pro tools, just sticking with the essential tools. We used Enhance AI, and that did, look at this, that there alone did most of the heavy lifting. All right, now if that, to me, now on the other monitor, that looks a little too bright for me. So let's bring it back just a little bit. And I'm going to come down here to the light tool again. And let's bring there we go. Let's bring the blacks back in a little bit. All right. And there we have it. So again, with nighttime photography, I'm learning quite a bit about how to actually capture the shots. I'm not an expert at it yet. It's something I've liked to do, and I go out with my friends. They did introduce me to the 500 rule. It was a 5, 4, and 300 rule, to where you take the focal length that you're shooting and divide that into 300, 400, 500, and that gives you the maximum length of exposure you could shoot with. And some of these other shots, I was only shooting at like maybe 18 seconds, and some were even at 10 seconds. And I was noticing the faster the shutter speed, the more crisp the stars actually looked. But I lost a lot of the foreground in the foreground. So again, I'm not an expert at photographing the Milky Way yet, but just like all of us, I'm learning and I love it. But I do know how to edit it, and I loved what we came up with. So if you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below and hit that notification bell. If you didn't like the episode for whatever reason, instead of hitting the thumbs down button, please leave a comment and let us know how we can help you. All right? Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.